Welcome back, everybody. We're in Velamo in Star Trek Fleet Command simulation business game. It really feels like a business game. We're mining decoded green data. And yes, I put color so I can remember what it is. Because if you've ever played this game in black and white, it is confusing. So it's hard to tell what's what without the colors. You don't notice it when the colors are on. And I've actually today got my record all-time high, since I've started this game, which was in November of 2019. I've never got up to past like 90 something thousand. This is the first time I've ever seen more than 100,000 green data. Now we're gonna see how far we can go. So it's mining it. It's like almost like 5 or 6 units a second, because it's like 50,000 per an hour. And I guess if you divide that by 3,600 seconds, you can see that it's maybe more than 5. Maybe it's like 10 plus or something. So, but you'd think it'd be like 36,000 would be, an hour would be 10 per second. So now I just mined out, and when it mines out, it stays at 0. Now, unlike EVE Online, which also was a space game with mining and spaceships and stuff in the future, the rocks mine really slow, but they were huge. They were like 1,000,000 something. You would never mine out a rock. You could literally leave it there for weeks. So at least the classic or the original EVE Online that I played back in the first decade of this century. So the double O's or the 2000s. So yeah, you gotta pick a good time to mine down here. Sometimes you get lucky. Of course, mine's like a tier 5. So it mines a little faster. I can get down here actually now with the upgrades without Scotty. I used to always have to put Scotty on that, which is a bit of a pain. But I can get away with just 2 guys and get the same rate. So if you're looking at the rate, we can click over here, because the rate will still show on nodes that are not, that don't have your ship or anybody's ship on there. So here's the rate, 49,968. And this is the estimate of the time to fill the cargo. Now the game does speed up sometimes a little. So if you constantly, like me, have a little bit of lag, when it runs at full speed, things do go quicker. It's actually less than a full second in the game. This game has its own clock. So, and when you're not viewing a system, things can go quicker than in real life, because it's actually going like half speed. So if you're aware of that, you might want to do things early when you can. So, and here we go. So we're up to 108, approaching 109,000 here. 20 minutes will be over like 128,000 or close to 130. So, and I tend not to open up the gift boxes, because usually 10-minute box. I've been opening all day. There's not much in there. It also causes the game to crash. Of course, one part, loading anything new can cause the software to crash. So you want to keep things as stable as possible. Now let's make sure my mic levels are on. I'm sorry if my voice sounds annoying. It sounds annoying to myself too. I've been trying to watch a couple of videos and look up on the Google search engine and look at different websites about how to change the quality, the tone, because my voice to myself sounds different. It sounds a bit deeper, clearer, and more easy to listen to. So I'm trying to replicate that sound exactly. And I think some people have gotten closer than I had on YouTube, and I'm trying to learn from them. It's just the compression filter sounds really good, and that's one of the first videos I found. I tried it, it doesn't seem to work for me, so I'm not sure why. Of course, I heard if you lean in and you talk down and really, really low like this, you can make your voice deeper, but this is hard. I'm actually looking at the keyboard now, so it's hard to talk like that. So the other part is I can put probably like some kind of dampening filter that would make things like this, or like this. Or I used to do the Darth Vader voice with my hands cupped in front, so I guess for fun we could do that, huh? Luke, I am your father. Alright, I practiced that a few times, so I wonder how that sounds for you guys, because everybody has that line. Of course, if you watch America's Got Talent, there's a guy who does like the whole Star Wars thing. They put the theme in, he does all the characters, I think he does the sound effects and stuff, and that's pretty amazing. I've never met anybody who could do it like that in front of a stage of thousands of people and being filmed, and then broadcasted. Like knowing all that, like millions of people will see you maybe in a couple months on TV is pretty amazing. So, and he's famous now. Yeah. All right, so we're getting up to 111,000. So this is pretty amazing. Today is the 13th in this time zone, and in all time zones in the world, I think. But a few hours ago, it was still the 12th. So back in the U.S. So. And I've been trying to follow the stocks. It seems there's a correction. Airbnb's IPOing. I feel like it's going to be a good IPO, but Uber was supposed to be one, and it just kind of fell in the hole in the first week. I don't know if it ever recovered from that level. I guess it did, but I can't remember clearly the historic charts of the level. Also, I looked at other stocks. If you're in the game companies, Nintendo, which is, and Sony, which are on the Japanese or Tokyo Stock Exchange. And then also, if you want to comment about that, put it in the comments, the price, if you own shares, if you want to buy shares, whatever. If you want to work for those guys, I'd like to work for them as a contractor. So, but I gotta do something. I gotta decide what I want to do. There's a lot of things I could do. So, I actually used to own an original Sony PlayStation. Had quite a few games, so I hope I can find them when I come back home. Because I paid good money for them, and I really miss them. It's just one thing about the CD games of Sony; they loaded kind of slow. I mean, the N64 was like a higher bit system, and with the cartridge, sometimes the access time was better. It was like a giant SD card, or whatever they call it now, memory card thing. So I think they might come back with a system like that, but it'd be a higher capacity, something ridiculous. Now DVDs are almost 5 gigabytes, technically 4.7 of this. So now CDs were usually for me about 750 or 800, but there were high capacity ones that were 900. So, and I had a set of those, so I didn't ever use them. I put them in, really, to be honest, I put them in the garage. So Lucas Dental, if you ever see them, I'd like them back. There's a story about who that is. That is the man who purchased our house at discount. So he owes us. And I guess we owe him too, to be absolutely fair. Alright, so we're getting up probably towards 115 now. We're just going to keep going because it takes almost 10 minutes to do a round trip. Now you can cut that time with Helvia and Demisha. They're on the top row or the upper row of the officer screen, which is also called the bridge officers. The middle one is the captain, So they have, because their secondary abilities are warp range related, but you only have 2 of those characters. So, and then if you pick a ship that's your fastest warp time, for some reason like explorers seem to have a pretty fast time, you can get down here. And the other thing is if you put your base the closest you can get here. So I think the best time to this system in Velamo, I've gotten, it's like about 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Now that doesn't include the charge time, doesn't include the lag, doesn't include my time it takes to click on that. So there's actually a few more seconds of time to that. And yeah, that's probably on the nearest edge of the system too. So if you look on the map, the side that you warp in is the side that the times will be a little less. And there is quite a bit of a difference, almost 2 minutes from one angle to the other. So I guess I can show you that example. If I click anywhere here, right, I'm left clicking on the screen here. You see it's 16 minutes to come down here. And I come all the way down to the bottom here. You see it's 15 minutes. And that's the real time it takes. And when it lags, or the estimate, when it's 15:09 all the way down here. You want to move, you gotta learn how to move this stuff. Don't click on the go button. You want to keep those resources there. So I'm still under protected cargo. It's 24,000 units. That's interesting. My limit was 21,000. So, but I probably gotta dump this out to make sure, just to be safe and to secure my resources, because it is possible to get every unit back, but it's hard. You have to know how to do that in the software. So please learn all the things you need to do and that you want most. Okay. If you're wondering about what is the software used to make this game, there's quite a few, but the main one is Unity. So you might want to look that up. They have their own website. But to be honest, a replica or any space game can be made with any other engine as well. So it's just they might look different. Some are more kind of sprite RPG platform kind of style. The other ones are 3D over-the-top view like this, which kind of reminds me of RTS, like the whole Command and Conquer series, which I talk about once in a while, or like the original GTA. Which and there's sites where they actually do mods and customization of games. So check those out. Things are lagging a little. Could be traffic on my side, could be the extra stuff that's loading on my computer, could be just network traffic from the wire here all the way to the server, everything connected. Could be weather too, areas where there's storm and lots of water and electricity is, like the barometric pressure and lightning can affect things. So you should learn how to protect everything in your house from lightning storms, and the whole house itself, in case. It rarely ever happens, but it helps prevent some damage. So basically, the density of your walls and the thickness will stop most things. So we're just going to keep waiting, and that's a whole construction thing. That's one of my major skills nowadays. So I'm actually working on blueprints, some free, and then some advanced ones for really the budget, cheapest price I can make it. So because I hope everybody learns from it, uses it, they can add to it if they want. So yes, I'm trying to produce a series of books. So I have authored a poem that's online. But I think it's on poems.com I submitted it, but I don't know if everybody ever reads it. That was not my best one. I had one that was better, but I've always been trying to find. You know, back in the day, we didn't have removable media. It was hard to upload stuff to the internet. A lot of computers didn't have internet, or the internet was blocked. Most of us didn't know how to bypass it. Now we know how, some of us, but back then it was information that we didn't think was important. Not something you would find in a library, interestingly. Not even a computer science library. So it's something that you find on real company websites. So, at least not yet. Someday it'll probably be there. Each library is trying to build their own like ebook library database, which is actually better in a lot of ways. It's just sometimes paper is nice to look at, and the feel of paper is different. So it's kind of like a woody texture. It makes you feel comfort. That's what I grew up with almost all my life. Up into college too. We still printed hard copies. We still wrote reports by hand. Sometimes I would write an entire report by hand, then type it up later as it was required, so it was done with the work. But you find that's the way that you can send it, I guess. But really, you can scan stuff. And there's some software that can actually recognize your handwriting and then convert it to letters. I don't see that often, but I have seen it. A scanner that could do that, like the software. Alright, anyways, in the comments, tell me what you think. I do try to put my contact information. Some of my videos have an email, so I'm sorry that the email, if you don't get a response from me, I'm still trying to access it. If it doesn't work, it's supposed to be stf1.1@gmail.com. I wanted to register just one, but it said it was taken. So I always wonder if I send an email there, like those guys receive my email. I gotta find a way to buy that email, I guess, but I should have official StarTrek one someday. So we just made that for now to have something to use. So if you're wondering about my Star Trek TV show experience, I've seen almost every episode. There's only a few I haven't watched. Discovery, I'm in the second season up to episode like 9. And then I've watched every episode of Voyager, every episode of Enterprise, every episode of Deep Space Nine, Captain Benjamin Sisko, and all the other people, Dax and Kira, whoever else was on there. There's like so many people in the cast. Quark. And then I also watched Star Trek Next Generation. That was probably the first ones I remember being broadcast live, or not live, but like it was like its first television broadcast when I was younger. And then I've seen in most episodes of the first season of the original Star Trek, and I heard there's a second season. I've only seen a few episodes, so I can't remember all the ones I've seen. I need to review them because I only saw them once, and it's been more than, God, feels like more than 14 years. So I can't believe there's nobody coming here. So I'm getting really lucky. So it's the first time I've ever gotten over 100,000. I'm up to 122,000. And we're just gonna keep going here. Now this thing, that looks like it's still under protected cargo. So I'm actually gonna go up here. Now hopefully a damn training fighter won't come up, because there's a bug, which somebody screwed up the software. I want to find those people who did it. And you remember who you are. And then the other guys who don't correct this stuff yet, I know it's like impossible for them to find it, because the other guys hit it, locked it, did it, and then try to distract you and make you frustrated and emotional. So the weird thing is you can't check your protected cargo directly. So let's go, you have to actually, you don't have to go out this far, but you can go out here and click on manage, and then it has to load the screen. I wish they would just have like a little pop-up. I miss games like that. It loaded faster. It actually looked clearer than this game. So sorry about the quality. The video is reduced. I'm trying to make it full quality and hope to fix all this. Maybe I might re-record some of this. So you go to utility. There's a stat called protected cargo. Oh, we're up to 26,000 now. Okay, that's different. So that's higher. Now this thing takes way too long to load. I've tried this on an iPad, it's still slow. Even when I'm running nothing else on my computer, it's still slow. There's literally a ship right there already ready to steal. So you gotta be careful. That's kind of an unorthodox move. I don't recommend you do it if you don't have to. So, yeah, we're still mining data there. We're gonna zoom out, and on this one, I remapped it to the page down key because that's convenient for me. Well, it depends on your device, you know. And I close these and I zoom out. Now I center this so I can kind of put it in the middle here, because you want to see from all sides if somebody's gonna come for you. If they come just next to you, but they don't click on you and target you, you won't see a red flash, and that red flash is not consistent. It sometimes isn't there. But while we're waiting here, let's go ahead and talk with Felix, who's been on a lot of my videos. I'm sorry, Felix, if I don't put you in all the titles. I might have missed a few. I should put him in the credits as one of my producers or directors or whatever. To me, it's like the same position. Well, we're all working on the same video. So I'll put my computer, but it does the most work. If you're wondering about the description in YouTube, there is a 5,000 character limit on free accounts, but it could be increased if you need that. But to be honest, which would be nice, now that I think about it. But to be honest, that's quite a bit of information. That's like 1,000 words if you're averaging about 5 words. I guess that includes spaces. So however you want to do the math. So I remember hearing that words are an average of 4. It's like 8 is long and 4 is average. That sounds about right. So you're wondering what I'm using to call. I'm actually using Messenger. So it's actually the best way to contact me, my Facebook, and that is my real name. People are like, what name is that? It's actually a common word in the Vietnamese language, an, which means English. Like you'll see it written out, thing an. That means the English language. It also is the word to eat, because I love to eat. And it also is the word for older brother, or brother in general, a male brother. Yeah, it has other meanings if you look it up in the dictionary. And Kim is actually sometimes listed as the sterling, pound or British pound, which is currency in the UK that used to be used often, and now they use both, I heard, but I've never seen a real one in real life. But there are real ones you can actually order, or you can order the novelty ones, which could be made real. Now I always wonder if somebody took one of these to the bank and just pressed like 6 zeros, let's say, and did that for a ton of people. Could anybody change that? How long would it change? And if you actually believed in it, you know. Now, I always wonder if everybody had like a real $1 million and could maintain it and be wise with it. What would the world be like, you know? Like, you might live in a pretty good neighborhood where you are, but if you've gone to other parts in the world, man, like, you miss everything good you used to have. So, not that I don't appreciate what I receive, but I get a lot of pain from the things I miss, the things that are constantly in repair or broken or damaged. Partly because it's weak, but partly because some people are really bad, you know, sometimes, and ignorant on how to use things. So let's go ahead and call Felix. Maybe we'll call Will. Let's try to call Will. Let's see if he'll answer. Now, I'm in Southeast Asia right now, so that time you see in the corner is Southeast Asia, and we're calling into America, so where I am from. It's where I grew up. My first memories are that I can remember are from there. So, all right, there's 5 seconds left. It says it's ringing, but I don't hear anything. So I'm not sure what's going on here. So sometimes it says it's ringing, or you hear the ring on your side, but the person on the other side doesn't hear it. And now we're going to reset for even more. So I'm overprotected cargo a few units now. So it's almost 10 o'clock, so I gotta start wrapping it up. Look at that, 127,000, my God. I wish I could just leave this to fill it all the way up, and then I would just go home and not have to worry about it, but of course that's still slow. Hi Felix, welcome to the show. I got my record high amount of green data. We're up to 126,000, Felix. Yeah, all-time high now. Pretty amazing. It's been real quiet after Wally ganked 2 of my ships with the Saladin. I actually watched him do it. I was trying to... His Saladin moves really fast. Like, his impulse speed is strangely quick, so I'm wondering if he's doing something with it or has like a special officer or set of crew. So, like Call and his friends. So, but Call, if you don't know, is the crew officer that if you put as captain is supposed to increase your impulse speed at least, I think, 20 to 30%, and he has boosters which actually increase that speed up faster. If you look in the manage button under like details and then utilities, there's an impulse speed number. You'll see it's higher when you add him, but sometimes it doesn't seem to be faster, because I've had 2 ships, one would call next to each other, and they seem to be traveling at the same speed. At least that's what I see on my screen. But interestingly, what you see on your screen isn't completely synced with what people see on other screens, other gamers on the same game. So, all right, how you doing, Felix?
Not too bad, man.
Yeah. So, how long should I leave this miner here? Is this going to become, what is that segment I call it? The escape of today?
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, I am. My connection actually dropped like 3 times, so I was a little worried I'd lose it all. I come back and it was gone, but when I came back, it's surprisingly, and the whole system's clear. Now, there was like 4 or 5 other people mining, but they all left. Some left really early, which is weird. Like, I saw somebody's ship come here, locked in the mining, and then leave in like about a minute or 2. So I don't understand what that was. So. Yep. But it's really, I only need like...
You know how people are after that read, so I'd be careful.
Yeah, I'm being the most careful too. I'm just trying to stock up now in case it's like, you know, busy tomorrow, or I'm also behind a day too, you know what I mean? Yesterday the store opened up in my faction store, but I couldn't purchase the augment credits, which doesn't make a big deal. Oh, here he is, number 23. It's like Michael Jordan. Level 23. He's coming and he's parking right next to me. Look how sneaky he's trying to be. He's not attacking a hostile. Are you ready for it? Oh, he's pretending to hack. Sometimes they do that to kind of throw you off, so don't fall for it, kids. And Now he's pausing. Now, if he hits me, I'm gonna scan the ship and we're gonna take a look at his name. I got my finger right on the recall button. It only takes 1 second. And the interesting thing is, if you press it even after he hits you on the screen, like for me, it still recalls the ship and you're saved if it goes through. Now, sometimes it doesn't go through. So, all right, he's just sitting there. Let's scan the ship real quick. He's from Voya Alliance, JKTUY, like the last 8, I don't know, what is that, like 12 letters of the alphabet is his name. So the most anonymous name you can find. Now he's moving at an angle south of me. And interesting, he's going all the way to the south. No? Now, if you're wondering if people know if you're overloaded, if they're just going by, they don't. You know, on the outside, all the ships look the same. There's no color difference. There's no number. There's some games when you play a single player, you can actually see the stats of like what's inside a mining ship, right? So, or you can see your own stats. Like I remember in Command and Conquer, Felix, there was a harvester vehicle, right, that would get this, I forgot what it was called, but it was like a green crystal that looks like titanium. Yeah, but it was on the ground, right? And it had a little like meter at the bottom, but it was segmented in little boxes. And as the meter filled up, they would turn green, but when they're empty, they're white. So you could actually see how much was in your unit visually. Now, for us, we don't have that. We have actually a stat. So we actually have to read it. So that slows us down a little bit. So, but it is more clear and simple. We actually know exactly how many units. Because in that game, you didn't know how exactly how many units. So you had no number stats. So we're up to 131,000, Felix. Should I just fill up the cargo bay? It's like 226,000.
Sit there as long as you can on your side.
Yeah, it's been a good day, so yeah, I just want to get up to Ratnor and unload. Actually, my new Horizon has a higher number on the protected cargo too. It's 26K now, or 26,000 units now. So it's a bit up from what it used to be, which is nice. I'm not sure why. I guess because I did an upgrade on my Horizon, so like a tier. So that might have been it. But all my mining crew is like been at the same level for almost 2 months. So like I don't have enough shards to unlock the next level on some of them. And then so some are 10, level 10, level 15, and then some are actually behind probably like a badge, you know. So. Yeah, I just got one of those badge packs, so I'm really excited. I actually have a set, so I have one command, one, what is it? One science badge, and then one engineering badge. So if I get like 2 of those, Felix, I could be in pretty good place to win first place. And one of the next, was there's only probably like maybe 10 at most for the rest of the year for the limited time officer event. So I think there's like 2 a month or so. So, and there's only like less than 7 months in the year. So, or maybe, well, okay, not less, but it's 7.5 months. So. I had an interesting thought. So the planet's on the other side of the orbit of the sun. It's in a different season than we are too, right? So the seasons are not only hemisphere, but it's like, I always hear about the summer on Mars and stuff. Oh, the 23's back, Felix. I still got my hand right on the button. Oh, he's an explorer. He's coming right for me. You're gonna be the next contestant. He's right under me now. You're the next contestant. on the escape of the day. Well, he's flying by me. That's weird. His ship didn't flash red, so he didn't target me as far as I know. Then he's parking around me. So now I don't think anybody comes here just for the hostiles, to be honest. Because these hostiles are not that special. You know, they don't give any more drops. You can get the same ones in Aphrotalis or T-Gen or some of the new systems that have been released. Should we say hi to him? We're gonna say hi to him. Hi, Mr. What is it? TUYWXYZ. Like his name was like that. Which I know is not your real name. That's like, who the heck would have a name like that? So. All right, we're up to 135,000. And no, I'm gonna give it just one more minute and we're gonna recall. So this is a new record high here. See, one thing I do, Felix, is I move my miner around on the different nodes if there's open spots. So if somebody's scanning, they know I've moved the ship. So.
Yeah, well, that guy I got today, he made the ship 24 seconds before I got him.
he was watching. Oh yeah, no, there was like that guy who had like 31K that we missed too.
He had 19K, yeah.
Yeah. And there was that day where Conte run the Armada and 2 guys with over 100K, and I was just like, But now I got over 135K, so I'm sticking with mining myself, which is just more reliable. It's less clicks for me, you know. Like once you get your tier up and your augment guys up high, you mine faster than you can hunt for green decoded data. So yeah. So we're up to 137,000 and almost. Actually, we're gonna stop at 137,000 on recall. So I'm not gonna poke the bear and talk to this guy. He's actually warping out of the system, so. He just left the ship alone, so. Wow. So if I could too, I could leave more time, but actually I gotta unload some other stuff. I need to get back my 2 other accounts. I still want to play with the Pensacola, which is a really nice ship, even though the gun reload time is so slow, Felix. I think it's almost like it's like under 2 seconds for the reload. So there's 2 sets of guns and it's like double barrel in the game, so. I still gotta learn how to hit. Yeah, well, they're on top of a ship, so yeah, they're really powerful in longer range versus the Northampton, which is like your first on the US line. So I never played like the Japanese one, and when we were playing, the Italian one hadn't been released yet, and the Russian one, but we had like Germany, US, Japan, and I think the UK. So like some ships like the USS Hood was in the tree line. I never did the UK. I was only purely US. So, which is my favorite group. But that's the one I know the most of. Like the Missouri or something. It's a real ship parked in where is it? In San Francisco. And in Texas, the USS Independence is a real one at the dock. It's only like an hour from my house, or maybe like 2 hours at most. So, like driving. So, and there's actually another smaller, older ship that's been decommissioned near Lake Houston, which is only half an hour from my house. So if I ever needed like a Navy ship for a movie, Felix, it's there. It's ready to go. So.
Hey, no, I got too.
I know. If I really need to use that ship, it's sitting there too. So, yeah, it'd be actually a really cool ship to modify, you know. So, add like extra rotors, like 5 to 10. Put some jet engines on there. Put extra lights. You know, better communication systems and other things on there. So. Actually, on the interior, it'd be nice to have some modern conveniences too. Because I've been on inside of one Navy ship, and it was so narrow, Felix. Like the stairway felt like you're almost going straight down. You know, like it didn't feel like it was a stairway. It was like such at a sharp angle, you know, and almost vertically straight up. And then the thing was so narrow, you could only get one person in. So I think we were on a destroyer. So it was in Oregon. So I forgot the name of that ship. Yeah, they're built so small. The idea I heard is to save space, right? To make the ship lighter and to make it more, speed and save costs and stuff like that. And that's the idea. But it's kind of a pain. It actually slows down the sailors. Because if you get like 20 guys and they gotta go in single file on a stairway or push through each other, you know, I don't know how that speeds up the ship, you know what I mean? So, seems like it slows things down. I guess
I'll be using model entry at some points.
Yeah, I would think so. There's every level of the ship has more than one stairway, so hopefully it'd be organized where half of them go this way, half go the other way. So there's no case where all of them are, are having to run around. So when they're on duty, there's always at least like a shift of them or half of them awake, you know. So there's not many people down on the decks below. So everything's made out of metal and painted the same kind of medium gray color. So all right, we got 45 seconds till we mine this out. We're up to 140,000, Felix. I was gonna go at 170 or 137, but we'll let it mine out. So we're gonna zero out these nodes. So as a courtesy, you know, I think everybody in the game tries to zero out nodes, so it's all full. Unlike other games, which it zeroes out automatically, or like in RTS games like Age of Empires and all that, you always start a new round. Everything's full when you reset or load the map again, or a new game. So we're gonna zero it out, and then we're gonna recall the ship. So time for it to go home, and I'll be able to use my faction store. So let's take a look at the warp time. So very, very good numbers. 141, 140. Interesting set of numbers, Felix. And we are done. It's on its way. 11 minutes and 8 seconds or 9 seconds. So now my current location is in Vermet. So that's right below Romulan space. So it's no secret. There's almost like, what, 300 videos of where I've been, Felix? There's a whole lot of people there. So yeah. All right, so it's gonna be back. I just sent some Alliance help. You wonder, do you get anything extra for that? You do. You know, when I first played, I didn't realize that that's connected, because it doesn't, say that in the description when you first look at your daily goals. It's actually in this little hidden thing here. Like you click on stuff pops up, right? So, okay. That's actually the Federation store. That loads first, so. We can actually buy augment credits, 450 for 8,200 red data. Now, if you're short or can't mine a lot and you just got your botany bay, pick what you need. and save up for what you need most. Like, it doesn't make sense to stock up on extra plutonium if you're not going to use it yet, even though you can only get one a day. It doesn't make sense to get independent credits if you don't have the badges yet or don't need them yet. It's more useful to get like this one here, which I am going to do probably after the ship comes back. So we'll see. Now, as I don't need the uncommon plutonium right away, but I prefer to get the independent credits because they take so long to get. So normally, there are events now like today in the store where you can buy independent credits. There's like a 500 pack, and I think the number is different for different level sets. So maybe like every 5 levels or 9 or 8, it's like a different number. So the higher ones, like 29 plus to 40, might have a bigger batch. So if you watch other Star Trek FleetCommand gamers, you'll see different numbers on the rewards for events. So of course this one, this account I have is 28 right now. So and yes, I did start it from level 0 to 1. I've worked on it every day. There's a few days where I took some days off. So yep. All right, so I think that's about it. So we're gonna work off camera. So thanks for Felix for being on the show today. You got anything you want to say to the audience? We'll put your name in the title.
Just enjoy the game, man.
Yeah, just enjoy the game. You guys can hear that. So that's a very important thing. Have fun, guys. Try to learn. This is a game and a simulation, so someday you might own a real starship or starbase, right? And you know, it'd be really fun to customize your starbase. You know, if you could actually put different colors and actually like engineer it, and it would work differently. That'd be a really cool game. Even your ships. So we'll see. I think there are games that are already like that. I mean, there's an X-plane game. So they're aircraft, which is basically an airship. So, but it's in the modern time, that one. It's not, you know, impulse and light speed and stuff that goes into outer space. So, all right. Well, that's it, everybody. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the next film, video, or whatever else comes in the future. All right. God bless everybody. Have a great month, year.